Let's understand something about Kalinga War. Kalinga War changed the history of the world and changed Ashoka himself. So it is very important milestone in Ashoka's life. So this Kalinga War took place in 261 BC. I will share you the photographs of Kalinga War and this thing after end of this video. So you will be able to know about Mauryan Empire in 261 BC, Kalinga War situation, and how everything happened. So have a look in this so that it may get uh, typed in your brain, so you will be easily able to recollect that. Okay, so the state of Kalinga was situated in present day Orissa. So आज के उड़ीसा में जो है कलिंगा स्टेट आता है. कलिंगा is the ancient name of coastal Orissa. You know Orissa has a coast, it's the eastern coast. वहाँ पे बे ऑफ बंगाल टच करता है आपका. सो कलिंगा उसका एंशियंट नेम था. Ashoka wanted to capture it as it was the only state on eastern coast which was not under his empire. When you will see the map, you will understand that actually everything was under his control, but not this small state. So he has always a desire that why this state is not in my control. I want to capture it. So that thing happened. अशोका fought only one major war during his reign with Kalinga. सिर्फ एक लड़ाई की थी, that is with Kalinga, one major war. This war was proved to be the turning point in his life. His life took almost 360-degree turn after this thing that we know about him. If you have seen Ashoka's movie, that was by Shah Rukh Khan, and there are plenty of other serials and books on him. So there was completely change in this man after this Kalinga war. Then he was shocked to see the death and destruction caused by the war. There was a huge pile of death and there was huge destruction that happened after this war. So he was really shocked. He was touched that what actually happened because of my desire of having a small state. This much of destruction has happened. So he was really shocked. There were more than lakh of people captured and 1 lakh deaths on both the sides, both on Kalinga side and both on Mauryan Empire side. Then after this war, Ashoka gave up wars and decided to spread the message of love, peace and brotherhood. So he decided, no, I'm not going to have any war from now. He really gave up the wars and decided that he will be spreading the message शांति का शांति का प्रेम का भाईचारे का संदेश that I am going to do henceforth. He was the only king in the history of the world who gave up conquest after winning a war. Mostly, we have seen that if a emperor is winning, he has more desire to win. But because of the Kalinga War's destruction and things, this man was changed, and he decided that I am not going to do any conquest from here, and if it will be done, it will be in different way. So he really gave up conquest. जीतने की जो उनकी इच्छा थी उसका उन्होंने त्याग कर दिया after winning a war. So he is the only king in the history. ये याद रखना. He converted himself into Buddhism religion. Earlier, he was the follower of Lord Shiva. So he used to follow Lord Shiva before that. But after this destruction, he changed himself to Buddhism religion. He took that religion. Historians gave him the title Ashoka the Great because he was not only the great emperor, because he was a great traveler. Why I am using the word traveler here? ट्रैवलर का मतलब होता है यात्रा. सो यात्रा इन द सेंस अंतरात्मा की यात्रा. आई विल से दिस मैन चेंज. ही released what is the main aim of humanity, what is the main aim of human being, and that particular thing is a somewhat philosophical and it is called traveling. So you will be able to understand. We will read more books about it. Right now you only know that he was known as the Ashoka the Great. Now let's see what your book says about it. Okay, Ashoka became the ruler of Magad against the wishes of Bindusara because Bindusara want Shushim to have the throne, but Bindusara's ministers want Ashok to take up the Magad throne. His name Ashoka found in record of Musky and Gujra. What is Musky and Gujra? Musky and Gujra are southern India's some books. Okay, very important. There only you will find the name Ashoka. The meaning of Ashoka is जो शोक को हर ले. So we have a tree also by name Ashoka. He was given the title of Devanama Priya and Devanama Priyadarshi. Okay, so what is the meaning of that? Devanam Priya means beloved of gods, जो God को प्यारा हो. And Priyadarshi means who look at others with love. So short question इसमें बन सकता है, very short बन सकता है कि अशोक के दूसरे नाम क्या थे. So it is Devanama Priya and Devanam Priyadarshi. The princess of Vidisha was married to Ashoka and she gave birth to his daughter Sanghamitra and his son Mahendra. So he was married to princess of Vidisha and he had plenty of sons and daughter, but the two main people who we know about Ashoka is his daughter Sanghamitra and his son Mahendra, who actually went to Sri Lanka for spreading Buddhism religion and Buddha teachings. So, and with the name of the Mahindra, you will be able to get, we have a MNC by name Mahindra, Mahindra Holidays, Mahindra Tires, Mahindra MNC. So it came from this name. Okay. His queen, Karuvaki, name is also mentioned in the records mentioned by Ashoka. So Ashoka had many wives, many principal wives, like we read just about Princess of Vidisha. There was one more queen by name Karuvaki, and his name was mentioned by Ashoka himself in his text. So after 7 years of his rule, he included Kashmir and Khotan in his empire. So in the 7th year of his coronation, he actually captured Kashmir and Khotan as well. In the 8th year of his rule, Ashoka attacked Kalinga. That happened in 261 BC, in which 1 lakh people died. We already read about Kalinga War, so this is again very important point. As per Hathi Gumpa records, Nandaraj was the ruler of Kalinga. So when Ashoka invaded Kalinga, that time a ruler by name Nandaraj used to happen the ruler of Kalinga, and it is where it is recorded. It's recorded in Hathi Gumpa records. This mass killing made a great impact on Ashoka's life, and he declared not to touch weapons again. So, what Ashoka used to do, if he had to capture any place, he used to first write a letter to the king that can you please merge your kingdom to me, else I will invade. So, as Kalinga's ruler Nandaraj refused to do that, and Ashoka invaded. But when he saw the mass killing का मतलब इतने सारे लोगों का एक साथ में मरना, more than a lakh of people died, it really impacted Ashoka's life, and he declared that I am not going to touch weapons. इसको हम कहते हैं renunciation means त्याग कर देना. So he did the same. Then Dhauli or Toshali was made the capital of Kalinga under the Magad. So Magad, Kalinga was included in Magad, merged in Magad, and the capital of Kalinga was Dhauli, or in some places it is written Toshali. Under the influence of Shraman Nigrodh and Upagupta, Ashok was initiated into Buddhism. So we know that he was a Hindu, but after that he took Buddhism. So उनको initiate किसने किया था, उनको convert किसने किया था? Under the influence of Shraman Nigrodh and Upagupta. He adopted Dhamma Ghosh instead of Bhairi Ghosh. Now what is that? Bhairi Ghosh का मतलब होता है आपकी वो नीति जिसमें आप चीज़ें कैप्चर करते हैं, वॉर करते हैं, युद्ध नीति. सो उस युद्ध नीति को उन्होंने बदल के धम्म घोष की नीति, दैट इज धम्म नीति अपनाई, धम्म रूल अपनाए, इन विच यू आर नॉट इन्वेडिंग बट विद द मैसेज ऑफ लव, हैप्पीनेस, पीस एंड ब्रदरहुड you are doing, you are reigning. So that is called Dhamma Ghosh. According to Kalhan's Rash Tarangini, Kalhan was a writer and Rash Tarangini was his book. This book is basically on Kashmir. So Ashoka was a worshipper of Lord Shiva before adopting Buddhism. We read about this. He came under the influence of Mogali Putra Tisha. Now, who was this Mogali Putra Tisha? He was a Buddhist monk. We read that Chandragupta actually came under like we just read that Chandragupta actually came under. We read that Chandragupta actually came under the influence of Bhadrabahu first, and he adopted Jainism. In the same way, Ashoka came under the influence of Mogali Putra Tisha, and he took Buddhism. In Barabar Hills is in present Bodh Gaya. Ashoka built 4 caves for the resident of Ajivikas, that is Sudama, Chopar, Vishwajhopri and Karna. So Ashoka, after he took Buddhism, he started making things. So he actually built 4 caves for the resident of Ajivikas. Ajivikas are Buddhist travelers who used to travel world for for the purpose of spreading the knowledge of Buddha. So he prepared 4 caves. It is a sort of dharmshala, you can say. It is still there in Bodh Gaya, and the 4 caves named were Sudama, Chopar, Vishwajhopri and Karna. Very important from a short question point of view. Ashoka also undertook a religious journey, that is pilgrimage, to Bodh Gaya and Lumbini. Lumbini is the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. So he took a religious journey, not only him, but he used to send his ministers as well for that. So in minor rock edicts, associated with his coronation. Ashoka called himself a Buddha Shakya. Very important thing. In some rock edicts with it associated with his coronation, राज तिलक से जुड़ा हुआ है. अशोक ने अपने आप को बुद्ध साकिया बोला है. So you may like in the same way, if you get a question that who was known as Buddha Shakya, so you can easily say it was Ashoka, because Chandragupta Maurya took Jainism but Ashoka took Buddhism. So Ashoka used to call himself a Buddha Shakya. It is known from Rumande records that Ashoka had reduced the rate of tax from 1/6 to 1/8. Previously, he used to charge 1/6 of the text, but now he reduced it to 1/8. So 1/4 का भी आधा होता है 1/8. So you can see that how things changed this emperor. So he started understanding people, his subjects, and he felt that he should not bind his subjects to pay more tax. So that's why he reduced it to 1/8. Except Tamil region, whole India and large part of Afghanistan were included in Mauryan Empire, and Tamil region was also friendly. They do not want to challenge Mauryan dynasty, Mauryan Empire, so they were friendly with him, maintaining their own independent kingdom but friendly with Mauryan Empire. So except Tamil region, whole India and large part of Afghanistan were included in Mauryan Empire. Then who was the Tamil region? It was Chera, Chola, Pandya, and Kerala. So these four independent states were the four different independent states who was known as Tamil region, and who used to come under who used to have a friendly relation with Mauryan dynasty. So that was about Ashoka. It was an introduction of Ashoka. Tomorrow we will be reading about his Dhamma Yatra, Anusandhan, Dhamma Mahatma, some other important things. So from a exam point of view, Ashoka is very much important, as he can be there for in a short question or even in a long question. So I hope till now all these things is easily understandable to you. Please make notes of it, and we shall meet tomorrow again with a new video. So you can see that this is the Mauryan Empire during 260 BC. Here you can see that all what is there in the purple is actually under the control of the Mauryan Empire, including this is during the time of the Ashoka, and you can see the thing which is in red color over here, that is Patliputra was his capital. The next is, you can see the Kalinga war during 261 BC. So you can see that how much destruction and damage it has caused, and hence Ashoka changed. Then the next is image during Ashoka. This person here, you can see this is Ashoka, and he was actually taking care of this thing, and you can even see these are the monks who are actually traveling, and they are going in for the other travels. Then the next is, which I told you about, these are the four caves, which is the resident of Ajivikas, you can say that is Sudama, Chopper, Sudama, Chopper, Vishwachopri, and Karna, which was there. And this is the next image where you can see this is in the Barabar Hills, Bodh Gaya, where these caves were built. So these are the pictures you have to keep in mind, and in this way you can again reconnect it during your studies.